हेलो स्टूडेंट्स, तो आज हम पढ़ने वाले साइंस का चैप्टर 6 जो है, जो कि प्रेशर विंड्स स्टॉर्म्स एंड साइक्लोन्स चैप्टर 6। तो चलिए इसका रीडिंग करना शुरू करते हैं। तो इस पेज से शुरू होना है, चलिए शुरू करते हैं वहाँ से। You must have observed fallen leaves on the ground, swirling in the air, or being swept by the trees, and trees swaying or even bending when a winds strong winds blow. Have you ever wondered why fallen leaves rise in the air or trees sway or bend? Does the wind exert force on fallen leaves to make them rise, or on trees to bend? Recall other similar effect of force exerted by wind, like slamming of doors or rattling of windows or fluttering of clothes. How does the force exerted by wind make these happen? The force exerted by wind creates wind pressure, which causes this effect. In this chapter, we will explore in the relation shape between force and pressure, and understand how they shape powerful in nature. Even in like thunderstorm and cyclones, Mega and brother are going on a picnic. They walk to the picnic spot and carry identical items in their bags. On the way, Pawan keeps adjusting his bag and looks uncomfortable. Mega asks, "Is there a problem with your bag?" Pawan responds, "Yes, it is hurting my shoulder." Mega is saying, "Both your bags and I equally have you. Why does your bag hurt and mine doesn't?" Pawan replied, "A minute," and he said, "Eating because I'm different in the straps of our bags. My bag has narrow straps while your bag has broad straps. Can the shape of the end or side straps really make a difference? Let us try to find out. When we carry a bag, we feel its weight because of force of gravity acting on your shoulders. The weight of the bag within narrow strap act on a small area of your shoulders, where the weight of the bag with broad strap is spread out over a larger area of our shoulders. It is due to this reason that we feel more comfortable carrying a bag with broader straps than the narrow straps. Although both bags have same weight, same area over which force act is involved, we define quantity called pressure, which is force per unit area. Pressure force areas. At the stage, we consider only those forces which act perpendicular to the surface on which pressure to be computed. Broad stem reduce pressure exerted by bags on your our shoulders as compared to narrow strap. Therefore, we feel more comfortable carrying a bag with broad strap. Can you now understand why it feels easier to lift a water-filled bucket with broad handle than a narrow handle? Similarly, we have seen that when people carry loads like pots or vegetable basket on their heads, they often place a round piece of cloth under loads. Both in cases, the objective is to reduce pressure by increasing the area over which the weight acts. Pressure is defined as the force per unit area. The SI unit of force is Newton, and the of area is meter. Therefore, in the SI unit of pressure is Newton meter in by m2. This unit is also called Pascal, denoted by the force Newton is applied on a cardboard of area 2 meters per square. Then the force applied on the cardboard will be force area 150 in m per square. There are many situations in daily life where pressure plays a role in control activity. Even in table 6.1, and a recorded observation explain how pressure influences the mode of action undertaken of each activity. What you can conclude from observation in table 6.1, we conclude that when the area over which force applied is smaller, in pressure is higher, making it easier, making it easier to do certain tasks. This is why it is easier to drive and then using it pointed and it is easier to cut an apple with a salvage knife. You must have seen overhead water tanks in your locality or in the rooftop of houses used in new water supply wire in these tanks always placed at a height. What can you infer from this activity? You must have observed that two balloons bulge to the same extent why it is not entered because of the same time but in the rate of water in two pipes is different and however in the bulge in both the balloon is the same this means that the weight of water in the pipes could be responsible for extent of the bulge of the balloons and could it be that the water column is exerted pressure yes it is the pressure exerted by water column which is responsible for bulging that is why equal column hydrogen fluid equal bulge and balance despite their diameters, different diameters. For some water in any one pipes used. Figure 6.1 pipe after the bulge of the balloon is repeated this process few times adding more water such in each time and nothing in the extent of bulge as shown in figure 6.6 and do you see any relations in between any amount of bulge in the rubber balloon and height of the water column in the pipe? You must have observed that the bulge of the balloon column in green at the head of the column water column in green 1000 at the head of water column in the pipe in green the pressure of at the bottom of the pipe also in green which causes the balloon to burst more so we can say that the pressure exerted by liquid in a vessel depends on the height of the column. This is the reason why overhead tanks are placed at a height so that the pressure in the tap increase resulting in good stream of water from the taps. Suppose you are living on the second floor of the three-story building. Suppose you are living on the second floor of a three-story building and overhead water tank is placed on the top floor. You will leave or your friend on the first floor is a more powerful stream tap water. पर एक्टिविटी फिर से आई है उसको छोड़ते हैं जहाँ पर भी एक्टिविटी है उसको छोड़ना है बस you observe the water flowing in through the holes or the sides of the bottle. What you can infer from the observation it indicates that water also exerts pressure on the sides of the container. Therefore, we can conclude that liquid exerts pressure on not only at the bottom of the container but also on its sides. In fact, liquid exerts pressure in all directions. You must have seen water spurting out like for a fountain from a leaking joint or holes in the water pipes. You can also explain why these happen. It is due to pressure exerted by water on the walls of the pipe. Pressure exerted by air. You already know that air is all around us and in the envelope of air surrounding the air. Earth is called atmosphere. The atmospheric air contains nitrogen, oxygen, argon, carbon dioxide, and other gases in small quantities. The atmosphere extends up so many kilometers above the surface of the Earth. Let us find out the atmospheric pressure by performing activity. You could have been after the time or 4 days. Need a delivery paper plate. You could have obtained more of it is needed to lift a paper plate when it is covered with the unfolded chart paper and then folded chart paper. When we cover the paper plate with unfolded chart paper in the area of the cover inside and gray, the effort needed to lift a paper plate increases. Notice that the weight of the covering steady has not changed by uh, what can you infer from the we can infer from the observation that here extra force on the covering steady which make different to lift on the paper. That moreover it is for increase with increase in the area of covering steady it means in the air is in the force on the paper which increase as the area of the steady covering increase as for the per unit is pressure. We can conclude that air exerted pressure on the paper is inferred air exerted pressure in all the object and the pressure exerted by air all around equal you must have experienced when we blow air into a with an etiquette and by until we can the air but instead with an extra on the time we can send that air extra brain on the yes and that by the increment on it whatever inflated but in without a closing the air from the when fighters and their rescue from the have you ever wondered how large atmospheric brain is that get an idea about magnitude by permanent pollen activity? When we press the sucker, most of the air between the cup and pressure on the on which it is just is pushed out and air pressure inside is reducing the sucker instead in the survey the brain instead by arrange inside sucker to pull and sucker away the survey the planet food should be strong and able to overcome the pressure and difference between outside in the sucker and inside in the sucker to how large in the atmosphere prayer in the wood inside by atmosphere air over an area but inside into food inside when you need to put an often and an object measuring 225 kg into 250 in the region we are not crushed under this weight is that the pressure inside the body is also equal to atmosphere present is balance and the pressure inside from outside the pressure inside the body is caused by movement of the fluid and gases and nucleus organs of the body. Formation of wind you must have noticed in Tehran and some days the wind influences strongly with another it sometimes when it becomes strong and causes damage into the life and provide you must have sun internet when an infected with an incapable with an ugly it must the air from the business air internet in the puncturing the bicycle into the air and the tube collapse in both of the these cases does air move from high pressure region to a low pressure region. But can be the reason for the change in the size of the implement the air imprint the implement side from the inflated implement to uninflated implement resulting in changes in the size of both the balloon to not enter often sometimes both in the balloon attain almost the same size and flow of air star biders in the air. Those time the flow of air and continuing the until air and brain the brain then the brain the unique uninflated uninflated brain the flow stops when the pressure in them both billions become equal as at this stage both billions are almost of the same size thus we can conclude that air moves from a region of air pressure to a region of low air pressure. You can anything connection to the direction I say brain and let brain within sudden and criticize land getting eaten a person in the air above the land became permanent like inside a credit here lower print there from the high print to from the inside blood to lower print in a print plan and in the net is a ten and say free attended in the water environment and the interval and the brain area into blood about the inside the result and print blood from the learning to the insane given a right to learn your brain, talent, phenomena in the brain, and in the brain, into the brain, the brain, open the learn in the say if we can good imagine it into the explain here in activities, we could find in today's video here is a higher temperature in the brain, higher. When I'm blowing between to the way of today, moving to the today. Then moving to the today, in the seven, air and the hello, brain, air and greater brain, then the air and brain, suddenly in the today, each other you must have learned harder and train today, but at which the balance approach each other, but you can infer from this activity we infer that high inward winds are accompanied by reduced air pressure. When high speed wind blow over houses and low pressure area is included over at the high speed winds are accompanied by pressure interfering the air pressure the root of the houses is lower than the is large. The room are becoming the main blown away the joint that is why it is separate given after any videos of the house open during storm with high speed even in the same even moves over the roofs and through the houses the pressure difference between inside and out the houses and in the over the roofs is reduced by a larger extent it helps prevent the roof from being blown up as shown in figure 6.14b. You must have experienced when ice when blown during storms. They are sometimes accompanied by thunder and lightning. Let us learn more about them. When lightning gets hit, the worm and moisture being later rising thereby including low pressure area cooler air from the surrounding high pressure area flows to takes blood. This air in turn get heated and rises. This result in continuous process of wind circulation as rising air expands it equals and moisture in it condenses into form water supply growing cloud and the water supply emerging from heavy between community and hail. Also, the strong even accompanied by raining currents in hot humid region like India and storms are moving to and sudden rains temperature convergence blown upward and internal filtered water droplets and as you must have learned in chapter including today when you do today each other in the getting strong each other letting carry to develop in the cloud and the positive carry letter later pada semua apa ni anak aku bayi dah pada ada cloud ada ini cari pada tapi aku bayi luar pada ada cloud ada cari seperti ini pada ni ada cloud ada also ini ada negatively charge luar pada ada cloud moves closer to the ingrown area because the ingrown nearby of trees such as trees are building to become positively charged. Normally, here acting as an insulator and does not charge, but when in the building of charge becoming very large, the insulator provided air breakdown. A sudden flow in charge takes place in production a bright flash of lightning is called lightning. Lightning can occur as opposite charges collide within a cloud, between cloud or between clouds and in the ground landing rapidly hits in the air and it causing the air to expand and produce loud sound as in thunder commanded by lightning and thunder sound. Lightning can be dangerous, it can ignite fire, but anybody. We must take necessary precautions and protect ourselves from lightning stay from the other find a low lane. Open area and crouch and drown in time was conducted within the ground and do not lie down. Flat about using an umbrella with a metallic rod if you are in what I get out of it if you are inside a bus or a car you are completely safer. Cyclones are in large storms that form over an ocean as the ocean over created the and must here about it as a most rises the whatever condition and you from randomly we know that during evaluation but I take it into exchange change into whatever the whatever condition to the deliver to the atmosphere. This causes further warming of the ascending air, leading it to rise. Even even further even lower air from the surrounding regions, in and it also started rising at rotation in cars. Creation of very high around the rain current cyclone regional lowest temperature at the center known as the ion cyclone at the ion cyclone type coming from surrounding region potential strong wind and a very Nepal as a cyclone moves from the ocean toward the land and in high higher when is commanded by when is produced by regular thunderstorm when the cyclone is reaching land in the source of moisture is cut off in the gradually loses its strength. Even as I cyclone loses its and when it doesn't over the night in the Philippines and trail and internet connecting one river. River connection digital for example and if any setting to 20 at a pick and spread over 270 kilometers per hour during in cyclone putting also never to end. So incredible but internet can be at a higher and train by 12 meter in the Sarjava Padan Kana Cote and from the money which in the cyclone may cause a river to overflow and can also trigger landslides. Sea water canals can that as inland can contaminate the certain in can be silently but any growing train and to reach in the water area for out stages. Power outage can last for a day, disable emergency service and till life in how to stay protected. On some internet, but in times sounded and other is the material. I am doing thank for a time on it and incidentally today beyond. Today we can in time cycle and prevent when it's a there but on life and providing sobre Imran Sovereign International Organization here to monetary cyclone describe living and cyclone pranic given emerging ready with essential item during any cyclone quickly move into a nearby designated cyclone shelter. Hold step away for 18 centimeter long and 2 centimeter by independent unit for a big student. It's a handy frame, but you can without the if you blow over the people for one that not only your observation and interpret your results. leading three major cyclones which have occurred in India and in the last 20 years. Last two major destruction caused by each of cyclone, but it measured being taken by the local government and community to reduce the loss of life and destruction. Provided he mentioned two suggestions you could like to propose to the local government. Collect data on the strength of thunderstorm for every region of India, compare findings and identify which region are more prone to thunderstorm. You can give regions for your findings. सो स्टूडेंट अगर आपको मेरा वीडियो अच्छा लगा तो प्लीज़ लाइक करें और मेरे चैनल को सब्सक्राइब करिए फटाफट से मेरा सब्सक्राइबर 20 सब्सक्राइबर बनाइए 13 से लेके जल्दी से जल्दी। और मेरा वीडियो भी अच्छे से लाइक होना चाहिए। जल्दी से जल्दी लाइक कीजिए, नहीं तो मैं टीचिंग कराऊँगा नहीं, आप लोगों को पढ़ाऊँगा नहीं, तो जल्दी से करिए भाई। अगला वीडियो में जल्दी से मिलते हैं। और मेरा एक और चैनल है जो कि है म्यूज़िक विद स्टूडियो, उसमें जाके सब्सक्राइब कर देना।